got.
Gandhi.
Oi! What's up?
Gandhi. You have no idea who this
So
is.
is that. I know exactly who it is.
Oh, for God, you are
Yeah,
so
act
damn
like
good.
I don't remember you, Mr. Pistola. How are you, my man?
I am good. How
I'm
about
hanging in there,
yourself?
man. How was
Well, I tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed your commentating the last event. You
I
and Maven.
appreciate that, bud. How was the recovery after
You
that?
guys
You
were
had
good.
that blood clot, correct?
Yeah. It was 2.5 years ago. I just retired from working a month ago. So I've been kind of not doing
I
anything
bet
for a
that's
month.
driving you crazy, huh?
Oh, it's about to drive me nuts, I can tell you. But I've enjoyed watching, this AGL thing and some of these other things that'll be coming up and stuff, But I miss the old
Yeah, me
days,
too,
that's for
bud.
sure.
Me too, man.
Well, I thought, obviously I still try to stay in touch with some of the stuff. Mr. Hines and I talk all the time. But I'm glad to see, Richie and Justin back together again.
Sure.
As the truo. But I also enjoyed when you were doing that Halo Council thing. When you'd have those hour and a half things. But I mean, to me, I'm just glad to see you on the screen.
I appreciate it, man.
I've always enjoyed
when,
you.
Do you plan on coming out to an AGL with Ola?
Yeah. I'm thinking since they changed that one and from Miami to Knoxville, I might go to it.
Who the
Justin
hell is
said
talking?
I'm being yeah, Justin says I'm too loud.
Ola's dad.
Oh.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Mr. Ola, what's up? What's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
But anyways, Gandhi, I was talking with Mr. Hines and asking him if he was going to go to Knoxville, and he said, nah, he wasn't going to go to Knoxville, but if they have that one in supposedly in Columbus, in August maybe, he may go to that one. So, but I'm going to try to go to the Knoxville one because I just like to be able to see what it's all about. Did you, if you don't mind me asking, have you gotten things kind of in better shape with AGL,
sure.
or
it's like 180% different.
Okay. Well, I mean, are you going to be going to that?
Well, Maven and I will probably be at every MO or AGL from here on out.
Yep.
Okay, you're going to be both of you going to be commentating?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good. Well, Maven, I never have gotten a chance to meet you, but obviously, you're from the Halo one day?
Yeah, I played back, went to some events and stuff. I met Scott back in, I think 2003 to 2007 is when I went to a lot of MLG events. That's when we met.
Yeah. Well, that's when I met Gandhi, was back in 2007 when he was on Carbon.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized your voice. I think I've heard you in the background sometimes. I've been playing with Justin.
Yeah. Well, I come in here every once in a while, and mess with him. I'm not like Richie and Mr. Hines. Richie won't let his dad in his game room.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason. Yeah. Mr. Hines has to stay outside and get his laptop on.
Get out of here.
And deal with it that way. Or he'll call me and ask me, said, what's going on, and I tell him, well, you're not in the game room? No, Richie won't let me in there. Now don't let that out to everybody now, okay?
That's funny though, man.
But now what I was saying, Maven, is that Gandhi, when he was on Carbon in 2007, when Justin hit the scene with that FFA stuff, Carbon kind of took Justin under their wings, and let him hang out with them.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And I remember up in Chicago, and I know you remember this, Gandhi, when we were doing the balloons.
Yep.
I'll never forget. We took a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and I'll always appreciate you and respect you for that. 2007.
Likewise, man. I mean, you
more than you'll ever know.
Well, I mean, you created the monster that is Pistola, so.
Yeah, he's I'm sure you know, but your son, he scares me in this game. He's
a serial killer in this game. Straight up serial killer.
Do you remember? I think it was one tournament that Walshy was was commentating, and I forget what map it was, but I think it was in Halo Reach, if I'm not mistaken. And anyways, they were following Justin, and he said something about, I forget exactly how it went, but he said something to the effect, it's like, God, I'm glad Pistola is at the age he's at, because if he'd come on the scene before, he said I wouldn't have won as many tournaments or something
Well, he
like
would.
that,
That's because Walshy wouldn't have been on Final Boss. Justin would have.
Oh God, do you remember the days, when Justin couldn't get on a team
he used to
because
team with
of his age?
Killing.
Yeah, killing
Well,
and
it takes time, especially. I know, like, I'm sure teams are hesitant when someone. How old was Justin when he came on the scene? Like 13, 14, 15.
He was 14 years old.
Okay, yeah,
and I had a long talk with Karma over in Toronto. What was that? 2008, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was 2008 when he was on Ambush, and anyways, Karma was outside talking with me, and he said, Mr. Dees, he said, Justin's going to be a beast. He said, when he gets an opportunity to get on a real good team, he said, there's no telling how that thing is going to go. He said, the only reason why he's not able to get on a top-tier team right now is because he can't go to lands. He doesn't travel or anything like that because, you guys are always with him. And, we went to every event up until I couldn't go to that national in Dallas in 2010. That's when I had that operation and everything. But it turned out well. But I don't know. God, you and I talked about it, after Las Vegas in, 2008? When you and your
Legends.
team, what was it? What y'all call it?
Yeah, it was
Legendary or something? Legends.
That was the DGA
it was
crew,
essentially
right? With like
DGA
Vash,
crew.
Defy, and
Yeah. I know Defy was on there,
Best
and I think
Man and, Legend.
God, Best Man was on there. But I remember when y'all played for that consolation for 7th and 8th place, and we were outside smoking after it was over with, and you were talking about, if Justin ever needs a teammate, let me know.
I spotted that quick.
We've had some good talks over the years.
well, hey, I look forward to meeting you if you make it to one of the events. I'm glad I wasn't on the.
Oh well, yeah, you'll
when Justin came on.
Ola's dad, even if you don't meet him, because when the match is going on, he'll be pacing around like a nervous wreck.
That's awesome.
Well, I can understand that you can't pace a lot where AGL has theirs.
Well, apparently
this
kind
new one and everything, but I want to go.
The one in Knoxville is supposed to be huge, so you can do all the pacing you want.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Really? Well, Gandhi, you need to try to get a hold of Mr. Hines if you can, chatting or doing something, and try to talk him into going.
I'll see what I can do.
I guarantee you, I'm gonna do my best to get there.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Deese, I will bring a bunch of alcohol and we'll calm your nerves.
Well, I don't. Well, now I don't drink, but Mr. Hines does.
All right. Then
I don't take Adderall. I do. Now, my doctor did prescribe me some Adderall, after I had that operation, and I still got that bottle up in my medicine cabinet, and not one pill's missing. And I made damn sure that none of them are still missing today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Justin's got a lot more self-control than most kids his age.
Well, I don't know what all he's done since, we haven't been going to the tournaments and, letting him go. I mean, he's old.
Mostly crack and stuff like that. Nothing too serious.
Well, neighbor's not there, so we're not going to talk about crack and drinking too much.
I almost spit water everywhere.
I'll never forget Sundance came up to me over in Columbus one year, and I think neighbor was on probation, about
with
clean
the
his act up, and and where did I bump into Sundance? Up on the second floor at one of the bars. Yeah, there was neighbor, and he pointed him out. He said, "You see him over there?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I have told him not to be in places like this." And I'm going like, "Well, Sundance, I think he's old enough, And he said, "Yeah, but when he gets started, he'll spit in somebody's face."
Yeah, that's a
I'm talking
problem
about
with some people.
we're not at Anaheim anymore. We're in we're in Columbus or wherever it was, Dallas or whatever. But anyways, Maven, I'll be glad to meet you. I'll be looking forward. Of course, obviously I'm older looking than
Oh,
I
that's
used to look, but I was.
Well, you and me are probably the
back then.
same age.
Well, I think we're very close. But the only thing I got a concern about you is how do you not know a difference between a male's thigh and a female's thigh?
From what they pick Kate. Well, see, Scott's very womanly and has very nice, like, hairless legs.
that what
I
it
do
is?
have some killer
Yeah, that's what it
thighs.
is.
Well, he never. Well, now he never did much for me. He never did much for me.
Oh, so you got a chance. You got a chance to watch us commentate a bit. That's cool. Well, I guess that's what you're doing is watching the stream the whole time.
Oh, let me tell you one thing. I didn't cut it off the whole time.
Oh man, well I hope you were entertained. We had a lot of fun.
I tell you what, you two together. You know, a lot of people said, you know, Walshy and Ghost did a real good job, but I enjoyed watching you two more than anything else.
Well, I think we're more entertaining, but I think they're a little better with
stuff, yeah.
the gameplay part of it. So it was a nice team.
Well, yeah, but I mean, y'all are more entertaining. Let's put it that way, because I'll be honest with you, Halo 4, it is not spectator friendly.
That's we've heard that a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that extraction game, I had that when Justin finally got home. I had to ask him, I don't know how many times, would you please explain to me what y'all are doing, and how do you actually get an abstraction or something like that, you know? And he did his best to explain it to me, you know. And he said, well, Dad, you all have been watching this stuff for years and stuff like that. And I said, that I didn't understand, you know. But
yeah,
like
we didn't. Well, we were thinking about, you know, trying to make it a little more, do a little more explaining of stuff for people that aren't too familiar. But there were so few viewers compared to like other stuff that I guess we kind of figured that most of the people watching were pretty hardcore. So yeah, we didn't really explain much of anything. But yeah, as more viewers get in, we'll probably take more time to like
for sure
talk about what's actually going on before the game.
Well, you know, when you compare this to COD, and you know, I've never been a big fan of COD, because to me that's just I imagine it takes some strategy to do it and everything, but it just doesn't seem like it's as much strategy as it is in Halo. But then again, you know, I grew up on Halo basically, you know, so I mean I can't really make a fair comparison. But
they both have their positives.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do, and I hope MLG is having a wonderful time with COD.
Well, Mr. Pistola, as I always call you. Apparently there are things in the works that even I've heard things possibly going back to that of old. Maybe not through MLG, but through different leagues. So I may be seeing you around multiple times a year again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll look forward to it, because I can honestly say that over those 5 years, I thoroughly enjoyed every event I went to, win or lose. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I love watching the guys, you know, interact with each other, and you know, just the gameplay. And I'll be honest with you. This past AGL tournament, those were some very competitive, very interesting matches. I thought they were. I thought they were better than some of the MLG matches I've seen over the years. There's a lot of
good ones, man.
So that was very. Oh man, they were really good. I'm very tense and everything like that. By the way, what do you think about what is it? SQ getting back with the old squad?
We'll see. I think it's kind of like a publicity stunt as it is right now. You know.
Well, I'm happy just because it gives us something to talk about in Pittsburgh.
What is Pittsburgh? So kind of like a combine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no pros or whatever you want to call them.
There's like a couple of decent teams coming out there, but nothing like, you know, a Pulse Esports or a Warriors or anything.
Yeah, well, what are they going to just get first prize? Is going to be like a couple of T-shirts or something like that?
I think they said it was 3,500 or 3,500, then like 500 per second, but that's it. That's it was like 4,000.
Well, you know, that's not bad. I mean, those guys deserve a chance, you know, to try to make a name for themselves and stuff.
I know we're looking forward to it because like Haas and I and like Ghost, I mean, we're all Pennsylvania guys, so it'll be nice to see if there's some, you know, new young local talent. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A couple T-shirts.
Well, I think they got some good talent of what showed over at, you know, at the last event. So, The way I look at it, I don't know if AGL make it in the long run. Hopefully, it'll continue to grow. But they're kind of like fledgling MLG. MLG started out basically the same way. In fact, not as advanced as AGL.
Oh, I went to some of the early MLGs, and they were,
they were a lot different.
And I tell you what,
MLG's all COD doesn't even matter. It's all League of Legends and StarCraft.
For now, but I just I don't know how in the world people went to all those events. Because we struggle going to 4 or 5 or 6 of them during the year, and going to 11 or 12 or whatever. How many? I think what was it in 2002 or 3 or whatever? It was like what 20 events or something.
God. I
know
in
a lot of them.
2005 we did 13 stops or 14 stops in 12 months, and that was a lot.
Wow. And Gandhi, when we came on the scene and everything like that, it was disheartening, as a parent, to see boys walking around and not having a hotel room.
I mean, that's kind of like
all they had
kind of bring that on themselves too,
Well, true.
But yeah, that does suck.
That's true, but I mean, they wanted so bad to get there that all they had was enough money just to get to the tournament and pay for their passes, and really didn't have anything else, to go on, but I don't know. We housed a few of them in our hotel room over the years, I can promise you, but
some of the events I went to, we had like 20 dudes in a room. It was terrible.
Back in the day, like, what was it, AGP 3? Well, no, AGP 4. I think we had 12 people in the room. And Philly 05, Maven, we all crashed in the same room, remember? There was like 10 of us.
Oh yeah, Philly 05 was a lot of people. Well, I was like, I ended up shading off to like Venus's room a lot because I was a character.
Well, I know when we went to New York, the second tournament of 2007, Justin won the FFA. We had a suite, and we had probably I forget what team it was, but we had most of that second team staying in the room as well as the team Justin was on, because they didn't have a place to stay. And thank God it was a suite and everything like that, but you just do the best you can and everything, but I just thoroughly enjoyed it over the years, meeting everybody, most everybody, was pretty nice and pretty decent.
It is very cool to hear how supportive you are. My parents heard I was going to a video game tournament. They told me I was basically retarded. So it's good. It's good to hear how supportive you are of him.
Well, I'll tell you, the first tournament that Justin went to up in Charlotte, if it hadn't been in Charlotte, which is very close to where we live here in Columbia, South Carolina, it's only like an hour and a half drive up there. And while we were riding up there, Justin kept telling me, Dad, I don't really know what all this is about, except for just competing, playing Halo and stuff like that. We get up there, and we didn't have a clue. And when we saw all the people registering, it was like, my God, I've never seen that many people before at anything, except for maybe a football game or something, like a college game or something, But anyways, we go walking in there, and they're playing that Halo, sound, that humming, Halo 2, it was real loud, and, we got involved, started watching it and everything like that, and the more we walked around and the more we watched and looked at things, it was just, to me, it was just really first class and everything, but it was very exciting. And then when Justin finished third, I had no idea that he won money. And we walked out of there that night, and a bunch of guys were, running after Justin, talking with him and stuff like that. Guys, I didn't even know who they were. And one guy came up to me as I was getting in the car, and he said, Mr. Dees, how does it feel to know that your son won some money tonight? And I said, he did? And he said, yeah. And he told me how much it was, and I'm going like, what? You got to be kidding me. Because I thought, all he got was just recognition for finishing third, as being a third-place finisher. Yeah. Going like, oh, you got to be damn joking, And if it hadn't been for him winning third place, we'd have never made it to the next event. Because
how much did he end up winning?
It was either eight. It was either $800 or $900.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of money back then.
But it was enough that we kept. Yeah, and you know, we kept it, and we used that money to be able to go to New York. And had he not won any money that night, we'd have never gone to New York. The rest of it wouldn't have happened.
That's crazy.
So that was yeah, it was. And I guarantee you, Gandhi, do you remember who won first and second in FFA, even though you were a 4v4 player?
At the finals.
That first tournament in Charlotte.
It was
Yeah. Do you remember?
Holly. It was Holly and Soviet, right? Who was it?
No. Two well-known guys.
Well-known guys.
Justin's going to guess too.
Well, let's see. Karma didn't make it. I don't think it was Ogre 2. First and second.
Nope.
I don't think it was Strong Side.
Nope.
God, my heart was telling me it was Soviet. I have no idea. Who is it?
They were teammates. Justin said he thinks they were teammates at the time. They were duos. One of them is playing Halo 4 right now, and the other one is from California. It's not playing Halo 4. I think a boss nasty.
Nated got second in the free-for-all?
Nated finished.
Nated him legit. Nated him legit.
That's it. Legit won, and Nated finished second. 07 finals in Charlotte, the first tournament of the year.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the national championship in 07. I was like,
no.
Okay, I was like,
no,
God.
National champion. Yeah, that was a bummer because they went to 1v1 instead of, you know, the way they had done it all year long.
I think it was either Soviet or Holly.
Yeah, Soviet. Yeah, Soviet won that. Yeah, Soviet, and then Cloud got second.
Where Ola lost Soviet, right?
Ola lost to Soviet, yeah, and round in the first. Well, it wasn't. That was round 2, wasn't it?
I think so.
You won your first match, and then I think you lost the next one, and then you played legit, and he beat you, and you played a stereo and consolation and finished 5th.
Huh.
Yeah. He never let his stereo. He never let him down about that either. When they were teaming on TD, he had to kept telling his stereo, you know, said you might be the big name on this team, but I beat you to nationals in the FFA. Oh man! I tell you what, that was.
You could get a vial of your son's blood for me. I'm gonna try and use it. I'm gonna use it to make myself better at Halo. Maybe put it in a shake or something.
You know, my wife and I always, you know, watched after Justin because of his age. You know, trying to make sure that he didn't get out of the venue. We'd be at the doors. You know, we'd be walking around. You know, watching. I had the security people. You know, keeping an eye on him and stuff. You know, and they were willing to do that. And it was just, it was weird and wild because you know we go to tournaments after that, and I'd ask my wife. I said, "Where's Justin at?" He's around the corner over there. And you remember those cardboard things that they had that would stand up? They were like 3-sided. They had like Halo pictures on there or whatever.
Yeah, I stole one out of them all once.
Yeah. Well, Justin was standing behind one of the sides of it, and I didn't see him, and I was kind of panicked, and I asked my wife, I said, "Where's Justin at?" She said, "He's just around the corner there." And I said, "Well, what is he doing over there?" She said, "I don't know. Why don't you go watch? You're not going to believe this." He was over there getting autographs signed. People coming up to him. Old people like me were coming up to him. Well, maybe not as old as I am, but people in their 30s and 40s were coming up to him getting his autograph. I'm going like, you got to be shitting me. How in the world does a 14-year-old get asked for an autograph? But I remember one time we were at one tournament, I think it was in 2008, and Justin wore this daggum coat, jacket, because it was cold wherever we were, and it had a hood on the back of it, and he had taken it off, but he'd been wearing it, you know, around the venue, but when he played in a game, he took it off. Well, he asked me to hold it for him, and while I was out there in the crowd, pacing and everything, this young boy walked up to me, and he said, Sir, isn't that Pistola? I got your Pistola's jacket. And I said, yeah, how'd you know? He said, well, I've seen you stand around him. Are you related to him? I said, yeah, that's my son. He said, so that is Pistola's jacket? And I said, yeah. He said, man, I'd give you $500 right now if you sell that jacket to me.
What?
I'm going like, what? He said, I'm dead serious. He said, I got the money in my pocket right now. I want Pistola's jacket. And I said, son, you could buy a lot of jackets with $500. And I said, no, I think I got your Pistola be a little mad with me if I sold his jacket, and he didn't have another one.
I would have sold that.
Definitely should have sold his jacket.
And this guy pulls his...
You could have gone to Walmart and bought him like a Dale Earnhardt coat for $5.
He pulls out $500 and shows it to me in my face and says, I'll give it to you right now if you'll sell it to me. I'm going like, no.
So
I could not damn believe it.
How much was that jacket retail price?
I bet you it was probably around $70, $80.
Yeah, you definitely should have sold
Yeah, wasn't it?
And they're like, sorry, son.
How much was it?
Suck it.
Oh, Justin said it was only 20.
You could have made a killing.
I tell you, the boy's tight. He's tight with his money, let me tell you.
He's tight with his money, huh?
Yeah, but it's a little creepy to think about. Who knows what that kid would have done with that jacket? I would have been a little creeped out.
He probably would have put it on. He probably eBay or something like that. I don't know. There were a lot of people that would come up and ask for his autograph, and they'd try to sell it and stuff like that. I mean, Justin could have made some side money real easy over the last several years, if he really wanted to, but he just never. It never went to his head. He never acted like it was a big deal.
That event was the first one I met him at, and I couldn't believe just real laid back, funny.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's like the big purchase Ola's done after he won that Nationals with Final Boss? What was like the big purchase he did?
Big purchase, computer. He bought him a computer, and he's bought a laptop, and
2 computers.
And he maintains his iPhone, keeps it updated and everything like that.
Yeah, we iMessage the shit out of each other. Like, hello, Justin. How art thou?
But major purchases, no. Now he's helped out some family members,
awesome.
Financially. He's got a sister and a brother and everything like that, But I mean, he's a good kid. And I won't say kid because he's a young man now, but he's special. He's I couldn't have asked for any better son, as far as he doesn't get into trouble. He doesn't.
Stop trying to make me cry now.
You're pulling at the emotions.
Well, I got a tear. I got a tear running down my tear duct too.
Oh.
But no,
he should be proud. He's a good kid.
Well, I tell you what, it was to walk around with the hype that he was getting, and getting people that would come up and recognize you as actually being, his dad. It made you, it made me feel good.
Yeah, well, it makes you proud, man. I mean, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, how people, got about their, son playing, quarterback for the varsity football team in today's day and age, and it's getting more and more so. I mean, events like this for video games, it's going to be a bigger deal than anything going forward, so it's cool, man. He's amazing.
Yeah, I hope he can keep it going and everything like that. I hope the platform still continues, for him too, because I'd much rather see it when he's ready to quit. It's on his terms, and not because it's not there anymore. But times change, and you have to kind of adapt to it and everything like that. Whatever's presented to you. But he's excited about this Halo thing again. So I hope it'll go on for a while. But Gandhi, I was always excited to see him.
I know. We used to hang out.
How old is he?
We had some good times.
Yeah, I know it. How old is he now?
20, right? He's 20, right?
He's 20. Yeah.
He'll be 20, he's got another 4 to 5 years, and then hopefully Halo blows up, and then he can get a job in this industry. Is he going to go to school, or did he start going to school?
He's got to finish. He put it kind of like on the back burner, while he was doing all this. But
I gotcha.
Yeah, but he's definitely going to, as soon as this dies off and everything like that, and that's where some of his money obviously is going to go, is to finish his education and I don't know what he's going to do from there, you know, but that's
Sweet.
what he wants to do,
Well,
you know. So, but
Go
he,
ahead.
you know, it's just I don't know if he can keep it going as long as Walshy has.
Yeah. Well, that's where kind of, you know, Maven and I come in.
No, Walshy's
We're
pretty much
trying
out
to,
of
we're
it
trying to
now,
keep it
for the
alive.
most
And
part.
Ninja, actually. Ninja's doing an excellent job, too. Just trying to do what we can.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
it moving forward.
Just need Halo 5 needs to be a good release off the start. Not.
Have you got any inkling when that may come out?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
If I had to guess, probably next year.
Yeah. Well,
probably next fall would be my guess. They usually
well,
release
you know, you
in,
got
like,
the
November,
720 coming out.
Yeah,
so I
that's
think
true.
they got to wait on that too, right?
Well, it'll be out by then, I would think. If I had to guess, I'll say November 2014.
Yeah, not this year, but next year.
That's probably about right.
Yeah. Well, if they can just say, if everybody can keep it going, you know, the platform going, you know, until then, maybe, you know, it might make a big difference there. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know if StarCraft is still getting the people that they're getting, but you know, it could not have helped any with those Koreans, you know, and what was going over there in North Korea.
Well, I don't know how much it's affected it, but I mean, all the players are obviously, I mean, all the good ones are South Korea, and I don't think it's hurt anything from.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No, not that I've heard at least. They're still dominating, but a lot of them, the thing that's hurting it is that a lot of them, it's so competitive that a lot of left for League of Legends. Like a lot of top, not the top players, but a lot of the, kind of like a lot of Halo players left for COD, I guess.
Yeah, no, Justin told me that Ogre 2 has been playing COD with MLG.
Yeah, well, he's not. So far, he hasn't had the.
They aren't doing great, but he's trying.
That he was experiencing in Halo. I mean, I got to think it'll eventually come over there. But the thing is with COD is for that big championships that they had, Ogre's team couldn't play any of the top 8s. Like they formed like a little circle and they didn't let Ogre's team come in to play him.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know how in the world COD has the following that they do, and platforms and the money that they've got, you know, because it just doesn't seem to be that interesting a game to me.
It appeals to casuals more.
Well, that's probably so, and then to the Halo community, you know, just you got some guys out there, you know, that really don't need to be involved with it because of the negative comments they make. It's almost like, you know, they're a different breed of people versus any other games. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. But they could show a little more mutual respect than what they do, you know, and be a little bit more supportive. But, you know, you deal with the cards that are dealt you. And just try to move forward and everything. Well, listen, I know you guys don't want to sit here and talk to an old
we can do this
like
every night.
forever.
You know what we should do is tomorrow we should work something out where we get Richie Hines' dad in here. And we convince him to go to Knoxville.
You know something? I might can get that arranged.
I'm 100%.
If not tomorrow night, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Y'all be on Thursday?
We're on every day.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll try to work on it and see if I can't get him on there, because you know how he is. Yeah, I keep telling him every time I talk to him, and I talked to him last night, because every time we get on the phone, we're on the phone at least an hour and 20 minutes.
Richie just typed, "Oh shit," in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Mr. T's is in the chat. Boy, you guys won't ever get a word in.
No. It's I think it's Richie. He said, "Oh shit." No, he said I can get that arranged. So yeah, we'll get it.
Good.
Oh, well, good. Well, I just realized that Justin's been doing the webcam on his laptop, and I saw Richie for the first time in quite a while, you know, while they were playing, and I was going like, now how come Mr. Hines and I can't do that instead of us just talking on the cell phones or whatever? But like I say, you know, we get on the phone, we're on the phone for over an hour every time. And, of course, Richie will tell you, his dad's doing a lot of listening, and I myself am doing most of the talking, you know.
Yeah, that's how friendship and I work.
Well, well, I mean, who would think that a person from Long Island and a guy from Columbia, South Carolina would form a friendship like that, you know?
Well, how do you think Haas hangs out with Scott and I? Haas hasn't said a goddamn word.
Yeah, but you can calm him down by rubbing his thigh a little bit, you know, and he'll be all right. Well, listen, let's try to get that arranged. I would enjoy that because I've always, Gandhi, you know, I've always enjoyed you. I can't say that enough, and I've always respected you and always wish you the best and everything like that. And Maven, I
very nice
don't know
to
you, but I hope to meet you in the future. But if you're anything like the guy I saw commentating, you know, you got to have some really good character, and I respect that a lot too. I'm sure.
Much like that, though.
and when you meet me in person, I'm very shy and reserved. I really don't have a lot to say.
Well, I'm gonna hug the shit out of you when I first meet you. Just FYI.
All right, well, just don't rub my thigh, okay?
Okay, I can try that.
All right, sounds great. Well, listen, I hope I'll see y'all in Knoxville. Well, nice talking with y'all.
All right, yeah, I'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Gandhi,
take it easy.
Yeah.
Gandhi, any of the other guys that you know I know, tell them I said hello when you talk to them, okay?
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, good talking to you.
Take it easy, guy.
All right, take care. All right, bye-bye.
Oh, my God, that was awesome.